Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fran's Fresh Start in Chiang Mai. If you're new here, my name is Fran, and on this channel, I share my journey of building a meaningful, active, and fulfilling life here in beautiful Chiang Mai, Thailand. Today's vlog is a little different. Instead of just talking about community, I want to show you what community looks like in action. Over the past several months, I've been organizing different events here in Chiang Mai, discussion dinners, social gatherings, walking activities, karaoke nights, and other opportunities for people to simply come together. And what I've learned is this: a lot of people living abroad are surrounded by people, but still feel lonely. They may know many faces, they may attend meetups, they may have people to say hello to. But what many people are really looking for is just another event. They are looking for a place where they feel comfortable, a place where someone notices them, a place where they can sit down, talk, laugh, share something real, and feel that they belong. And that is exactly the kind of space I've been trying to create here in Chiang Mai. When people first arrive at one of my events, many of them don't know anyone. You can sometimes see that little bit of nervousness. Where should I sit? Who should I talk to? Will I fit in? And I understand that feeling because moving to another country can be exciting, but it can also be lonely. You may leave behind your family, your longtime friends, your career, and the social network you spent decades building. Then suddenly, you have to start again. So when someone walks into one of my events alone, one of the first things I try to do is make sure they are acknowledged. I introduce people, I help start conversations, and most importantly, I try to make sure that nobody feels invisible. Because sometimes belonging starts with something incredibly simple. Someone saying, "Come and sit with us." One thing I've discovered is that food is a wonderful way to bring people together. Around a dinner table, people naturally begin talking. But I also like to move the conversation beyond the usual expat small talk. Of course, we still talk about where we come from, how long we've been in Chiang Mai, and what brought us here. But then, I like to ask deeper questions. What surprised you about moving abroad? What do you miss? What are you hoping to create in this chapter of your life? What has been difficult? What has made you happy? And suddenly something changes. People stop being strangers. One person shares a story and someone across the table says, "I felt exactly the same way." And that is the moment connection begins. Another important thing for me is making sure everyone has an opportunity to participate. There are always people who are naturally outgoing. They can walk into a room, immediately start talking to everyone. But there are also quieter people, people who may be shy, people who may be newly arrived, people who may have been alone for a long time. And sometimes those are exactly the people who need community the most. So during my discussion events, I try to create space for everyone to say something. Nobody has to speak if they don't want to, but everyone should feel that their voice is welcome. And I've watched people arrive quietly and leave smiling, exchanging phone numbers, making plans for coffee, or saying, "I'll see you at the next event." That makes me incredibly happy. Because the event may only last 2 hours, but the connections can continue long after the event ends. Community also doesn't have to happen sitting around a table. Sometimes it happens while walking. Walking together is actually one of the easiest ways to connect. There is less pressure. You don't have to sit across from someone and think of what to say. You simply walk side by side. One conversation becomes another conversation. People naturally move between different members of the group. And while everyone is getting some exercise, friendship starts forming without anyone forcing them. Then there are social events. Karaoke is completely different. There isn't necessarily a deep discussion happening. Sometimes community is simply about having fun together. Someone sings badly, someone sings brilliantly, someone dances, everyone laughs, and suddenly the person who arrived alone doesn't feel alone anymore. I think we sometimes underestimate how important simple fun is, especially later in life. When you retire or move abroad, it's easy for life to become very routine. Wake up, have coffee, go shopping, eat dinner, watch Netflix, go to sleep. There's nothing wrong with a quiet life, but we also need moments that makes us feel alive. We need laughter, we need movement, we need stories, we need something to look forward to, and we need people to share those experiences with. One of the most rewarding things for me has been watching the different communities begin to overlap. Someone I meet at a discussion dinner may come to the walking group. Someone from walking may join karaoke. Someone from pickleball may attend one of my social events. And slowly, people begin recognizing each other. That is when Chiang Mai starts feeling smaller. You walk into a cafe and recognize someone. You attend an event and there are familiar faces. Someone introduces you to someone else. And eventually, you stop feeling like a visitor. You start feeling like you are part of something. And I think that is especially important in Chiang Mai because this is a very international city. People come and go. Some stay for a month, some stay for years. Some eventually make Chiang Mai their home. So community has to keep renewing itself. New people arrive all the time. And every newcomer deserves the opportunity to feel welcome. But I also want to say something important. Creating community takes effort. These events don't magically happen. There are messages, reservations, locations, schedules, meetup announcements, changes, cancellations, people asking questions. Sometimes 20 people say they're coming and 12 actually arrive. Sometimes unexpected things happen, but I keep doing it because when I look around the room and see people laughing, talking, exchanging stories, and making new friendships, it feels worthwhile. And something else has happened that I didn't necessarily expect. By creating community for other people, I've also created community for myself. Every event introduces me to someone new. Every conversation teaches me something. And every time I show up, Chiang Mai feels a little more like home. And that may be one of the biggest lessons I've learned from living abroad. If you cannot find the community you are looking for, sometimes you have to create it. You don't need hundreds of people. You don't need a huge organization. Sometimes community begins with 4 people sitting around a table, or 2 people going for a walk, or someone saying, "Would anyone like to join me?" And then you keep showing up. One event becomes another. Strangers become familiar faces. Familiar faces become friends. And slowly loneliness becomes connection. That is what I'm trying to build here in Chiang Mai. Not just events, not just meetups, but spaces where people can feel seen, included, and welcome. Because wherever we come from, whatever our age, and whatever brought us to Chiang Mai, I think most of us are searching for the same thing. Connection, friendship, laughter, purpose, and ultimately a sense of belonging. Thank you so much for watching. If you live in Chiang Mai, I would love to know what was helped you find your community here. And if you're living somewhere else, have you ever had to rebuild your social life after moving to a new city or country? Share your story in the comments below. And if you are in Chiang Mai and see one of my events, don't be afraid to come by yourself. You may arrive alone, but you don't have to leave feeling alone. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who may be looking for community here in Chiang Mai. This is Fran's Fresh Start in Chiang Mai, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, love you.
On the floor, yeah, she said in the page. Got that look over queen on her face. That's right. She like the rhythm. Woo. She love the bass. Oh yeah. She's about to own the whole damn place. Let's go. Work it, work it, work it out now. Work it, woo. Work it, work it, work it, work it out now. Yeah. Work it, work it, work it, work it out now. Come on. Work, work, work it, work it, work it, work it out now. Let's go. Tell them turn the lights down. Let her shine right now.